The First Dynasty of ancient Egypt, beginning around 3100 BC, marks the formal birth of the Egyptian state and monarchy, a sweeping new chapter that followed the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt by the legendary King Narmer, also known by his successor name Menes. The formation of this dynasty was more than a consolidation of power, it was a profound transformation of Egyptian society, administration, religious thought, and architecture. With Memphis as the new political capital and Abydos as the spiritual one, the First Dynasty laid the bedrock of what would become one of the longest-lasting civilizations in human history. It established royal ideology, burial customs, centralized administration, and perhaps most importantly, the divine nature of kingship itself. Narmer's successors would carry forward the legacy of unification, intertwining their rule with the rhythms of the Nile, the blessings of the gods, and the eternal promise of the afterlife. These early kings were not mere rulers. They were gods walking among mortals, intermediaries between the earthly realm and the divine forces that governed creation. Through tombs, stelae, and early hieroglyphs, we glimpse the emergence of the pharaonic tradition, a seamless fusion of power, religion, and legacy that would echo through 30 dynasties and over 3,000 years of history. Narmer's immediate successors, Horaha, Jer, Jet, Den, Anejib, Semoket, and Kwa, constitute the line of kings that made up the First Dynasty. These rulers reigned during a formative period of roughly 150 years, and though details are fragmentary, they established much of what we recognize as the architecture of pharaonic authority. Their reigns were marked by military expeditions into Nubia and Libya, the founding of administrative structures that taxed agriculture and organized labor, and the building of monumental tombs at Abydos and Saqqara. Horaha, possibly Narmer's son, reinforced the ideology of kingship with military might and religious innovation. He may have been responsible for founding Memphis, the capital that bridged Upper and Lower Egypt, and became a powerful symbol of unification. Jer, his successor, ruled for several decades and expanded Egypt's borders through campaigns into Sinai and Nubia. The tombs of Jer and later Den show increasingly complex burial practices, with subsidiary burials indicating a practice of human sacrifice or servant burial to accompany the king into the afterlife. Den, one of the most prominent kings of the dynasty, was the first to be depicted wearing the double crown of unified Egypt and oversaw a flourishing administrative system. His reign marks the introduction of the title King of Upper and Lower Egypt, the earliest use of royal titulary that would define pharaonic language for millennia. Subsequent kings, Anejib, Semoket, and Ka, maintained the foundations laid by their predecessors, though signs of internal strife and potential succession conflicts hint at the complex nature of royal rule. These kings' tombs at Abydos continue the theme of royal connection to Osiris and the cult of the afterlife. The First Dynasty, as seen through both the archaeological and textual record, transformed Egypt from a patchwork of proto-kingdoms into a unified and ideologically coherent state. The roles of bureaucracy, religion, divine kingship, and mortuary culture, all first codified here, would become timeless pillars of Egyptian identity.